Shocking discoveries recently uncovered at Machu Picchu, high above the sacred valley of Peru, where clouds drift like forgotten memories and mountains rise like sleeping gods. There is a city that was never meant to be found, Machu Picchu. For more than 100 years, the world believed it had solved the mystery. A lost Inca city, built in the 15th century, abandoned during the Spanish conquest, rediscovered in 1911. Case closed. But history does not stay buried forever, and stone remembers. In the last decade especially, between 2019 and 2025, a series of discoveries has forced scholars to confront an uncomfortable truth. Machu Picchu may not belong to the Inca alone, and it may be standing on top of something far older and far more dangerous to our understanding of human history. Tonight, we are not asking what Machu Picchu is. We are asking something far more unsettling. Who was here before the Inca? And why did they disappear? Long before Western explorers arrived, local Quechua communities spoke of a place above the clouds, a city hidden from invaders, a city protected by the mountains themselves, a city not meant for ordinary people. Spanish chroniclers heard these stories in the 16th century. They dismissed them as folklore. After all, the Spanish searched obsessively for lost Inca gold, yet they never found Machu Picchu. Why? Because the city was not visible from below. It did not sit along trade routes, and most importantly, no one was supposed to lead outsiders there. For nearly 400 years, the city remained untouched. The jungle reclaimed it. Stone swallowed stone. Until 1911. In 1911, American historian Hiram Bingham arrived in Peru. Officially, he was searching for the last Inca capital, Vilcabamba. Instead, guided by a local farmer and a young boy, he climbed a ridge and saw something impossible. Perfect stone walls, terraces carved into sheer cliffs, buildings aligned with the sun. Machu Picchu. The world was stunned. But even then, Bingham noticed something strange. Some stonework looked too precise, too advanced, different, even within the same structure. Some walls were rough and Inca-like. Others were smooth, polygonal, and nearly indestructible. It was as if two civilizations had worked on the same city, separated by centuries. At the time, this question was ignored, but stone does not lie. In 2019, a Brazilian research team published a study that changed everything. Using satellite imaging, seismic mapping, and drone surveys, they discovered that Machu Picchu sits directly at the intersection of multiple geological fault lines. This was not random. The faults fractured the granite long before construction began, creating natural seams that allowed massive stones to be split with minimal force. This explains several long-standing mysteries. Why stones fit together without mortar? Why the city survives earthquakes? Why water drains perfectly during heavy rains? The builders didn't conquer nature. They engineered with it. But here's the problem. Identifying fault line intersections requires long-term observation of earthquakes, water flow, and stone behavior. Knowledge accumulated over generations. The Inca Empire simply didn't last long enough. So again, the question rises from the stone. Who knew this land before them? The Inca were master builders. But even they admitted something important. In their own oral traditions, they spoke of the ancestors, builders who came before, whose works were already ancient. Throughout the Andes, Inca structures often sit on top of older foundations. Cusco, Sacsayhuaman, Ollantaytambo. Machu Picchu fits the same pattern. Lower layers, cyclopean stones, tightly fitted, impossible to replicate today. Upper layers, smaller stones, quicker construction, more recognizably Inca. This suggests something radical. The Inca were restorers, not originators, caretakers of a legacy they did not fully understand. Between 2024 and 2025, Excavations around Machu Picchu intensified, and what they uncovered was deeply unsettling. Buried walls beneath Inca terraces, murals using pigments unknown to Inca chemistry, ceremonial layouts that contradict Inca cosmology. Carbon dating pushed these remains back thousands of years, long before the Inca, before known Andean civilizations. Scholars were forced to accept a possibility once considered heresy. Machu Picchu may have been built on top of a much older sacred site, a site reused, repurposed, and rebuilt again and again. Then, in July 2025, came the discovery that shattered the narrative entirely. Using drone-based LiDAR technology, archaeologists revealed a massive ancient city near Machu Picchu. Its name, Pinik. Estimated age, 3,500 years. This was no settlement, no village. Pinik featured planned urban zones, large ceremonial plazas, road networks aligned with astronomical events. This discovery confirmed something historians had long feared. The Andes hosted advanced urban civilizations long before the rise of the Inca, and Machu Picchu may have been part of that same cultural sphere. Across Andean legends, a strange theme repeats. Civilizations inherit sacred cities. They prosper. Then, they fall. The builders disappear. The knowledge is lost. The cities are abandoned. The Inca followed this pattern. They rose rapidly, claimed divine authority, occupied ancient sites, then collapsed within a generation. Coincidence or warning? So now we must ask questions history avoids. Why were these cities built in impossible locations? Why align architecture with fault lines and stars? Why abandon them completely? And the hardest question of all, what happened to the first builders? Disease? Climate collapse? War? Or something we no longer recognize? Perhaps Machu Picchu was never meant to be permanent. Perhaps it was a marker, a warning, a memory carved in stone. Not a city of the living, but a monument to those who came before us. Machu Picchu is no longer a solved mystery. It is a question mark carved into the mountains. And with every new discovery, every buried wall, every ancient city revealed by drones, the past grows deeper and far more human. The question is no longer what Machu Picchu was. The question is, what else is still buried, waiting to be remembered?